Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. Once again, is to use all the background noise, whether, again, there's construction, there's pounding, there's neighbors' roosters, all that stuff. Again, it's to use that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, commentaries, re-reviews, reviews, randomness, out of the blueness, feel free to send them either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for Lucas, who wanted me to do a commentary on iRobot. So let's get right into it. I have a pause at the beginning. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. You know what? Backtrack a little bit, because it was about 10 seconds in already. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. 20th Century Fox logo, which you will never see again because they got bought up by Disney and then they changed the name. Was it 20th Century Studios or whatever the hell it was called? I mean, Fox made a lot of bad decisions, but then you look back, you realize they made a lot of good movies, released a lot of good movies. Die Hard, Aliens, the original Star Wars, even a film like this. Which I like this. I've always liked iRobot. I might have seen this in the theater, because this was around 2004. In that 2003-2004 timeline, I went to the theater a lot. I saw a lot of movies at the theater. By 2003, I know I saw The Matrix 2 and 3 in the theater. I know I saw even like films like Kangaroo Jack, Terminator 3. I think I even saw like Charlie's Angel. I saw a lot of movies at the theater because it was right where I was living. Of course, we're going through the 3 laws of robotics. Pretty much, you cannot harm, that they can't harm anybody. They can't be told to harm anybody, and they protect themselves as long as it doesn't harm anybody. And then we get this backstory where Will Smith is in trouble, and he's like, well, wait a minute, save the girl, but the robot doesn't understand. That's the nearest person to save. And his arm, I guess you got ripped off, however you want to put it, so he has like a robotic arm. Which I thought was a cool idea. I thought it was a cool idea for him to have this robotic arm. It reminded me of Virtuosity, actually, because with Denzel Washington, there's that flashback where he's shooting up the bad guys. His family gets killed. His arm has been blown off, and he has a robot arm as well. Ironically enough, another sci-fi film where a character gets his arm taken off and replaced with a robotic one. Superstition, which I remember hearing that song in John Carpenter's The Thing. And I'm a Will Smith fan. That's the thing. I am a Will Smith fan. A lot of people don't like him. They don't like his... Oh, he plays a lot of times the same type of role. Well, you can say that for a lot of actors. If you like that... this is one of my least favorite things in the movie. These stupid fucking Converse sneakers. I mean, it's like a blatant advertisement for Converse. Thing of beauty. I swear that pops back like 1 or 2 more times. Fuck the Converse sneakers. Like, no one gives a shit about that. Chicago 2035. Damn, 2035 isn't even that far off. It felt that way in 2004, but not in 2021. But yeah, the old Converse sneaker advertisement, why that needed to be in the movie, I have no idea. But here we're being showcased the world. I do like the design of the robots. I think for 2004, the effects are pretty decent. Again, this is not 2014 or this year, but I know it doesn't follow the actual story beat for beat, but it's made to be more of an entertaining popcorn action movie, but I'm fine with that because I do think it works rather well. And here we have a young Shia LaBeouf. I think by this time he had made that movie Holes and kind of the up and coming kid. Because soon after he would be in the Transformer films, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Eagle Eye. I mean, really did something. Steven Spielberg had his eye on the guy because Spielberg produced Transformers, which he starred in, at least the first one. I think he was one of the producers on Eagle Eye, I believe, and then he directed Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. So it seemed like this is the guy Spielberg's like tapping, and he just it went crazy. I think nowadays he seems normal. It seems like nowadays he got that out of his system. Of course, if you work with Michael Bay and star in the Transformer films, you probably go crazy too. Being those pieces of shit. The first film, Transformers, I get some fun out of, but just at the same time, it led to Michael Bay producing Ninja Turtles, and I'm like, fuck. Yeah, Converse sneakers, 2004. Advertisement for it. Why? Fuck your sneakers. God damn. But anyway, I like Will Smith. I've always enjoyed his work. Back to the day, I love all the Bad Boys films. Independence Day, Men in Black, Enemy of the State. This film I enjoyed. I liked, for the most part, I Am Legend. For the most part, I liked I Am Legend. It just should not have been CGI, the whole CGI fucking shit. Like this, I can understand why CG, the whole vampire creature thing, I Am Legend should not have been. But I do, doesn't mean I like every piece of work. After Earth is one of his worst. Wild Wild West, you know what? I can have fun with Wild Wild West, as flawed as it is. I can have some fun with it. I don't love the film, but it's like, I can enjoy like maybe a 3 out of 5 star movie. Because I do think Will Smith has a lot of charisma. I think he's got a lot of charisma. A good actor. When I see films like Ali, Bright, I think it's really good. Really enjoyed Bright. So pretty much Will Smith is the only guy in the country that does not trust robots. So what happens if you have the one guy who just happens to be right? And this captain here is Chief McBride, and I've seen him from time to time pop up. I believe, yeah, he's in The Frighteners. Peter Jackson from The Frighteners. He's one of the two ghosts helping Michael J. Fox. And he's been in other stuff too. I think he was in Cradle to the Grave, or as a guy in prison. But see, I'm going to get off on a tangent. You know, how so many movies nowadays, they get this humongous praise for who stars in it, not for the quality of the film. Like Shang-Chi, I know I haven't seen it yet, but everything I've heard about sounds incredibly below average, mediocre at best, and because of who stars in it and representation, it gets this humongous praise like Black Panther. Well, you look at this film. You have Will Smith as the star. You have Chi McBride as the police captain. But critics were not in love with this film. And this film, I'm sorry, is more entertaining, has more to it than Black Panther, or as I fucking guarantee, Shang-Chi. Yes, I would rather watch this than Black Panther. I think the plot is better than in Black Panther. I think the lead is better than Black Panther. Black Panther in his own fucking movie got overshadowed by the other characters. Not the case here. But back then, critics were judging on the movie. And they weren't big fans of it. And the movie probably made a little bit of money, but it wasn't as huge of a hit as you would think. Like, look at the budget and you look at how much it made, it wasn't this huge breakaway success. It probably made a little bit of money, but so I'm waiting for this guy to say, "That'll do, pig. That'll do." Because, of course, this actor was in the film Babe, among many others. And interesting idea that you're talking to a hologram of the guy who just died. And I should mention this is directed by Alex Proyas, the guy who directed The Crow, Dark City, among other movies. Yeah, I know a lot of people, they're like, oh, I wish it was someone else than Will Smith because it'd be more of a maybe serious cautionary tale. I still think it has some of that in there, but still, again, you get that fun, big budget popcorn entertainment. But that's the thing, back in the day, you would judge a film based on its own merits, not on fucking what brownie points it can get. There's definitely a slick, clean future if you compare it to like Blade Runner or Alien or such. It's definitely more of a crisper future. That's a weird looking sugar. I didn't know sugar looked fucking orange. I mean, it's just a weird looking sugar. It looks like some weird kind of... I don't know. Yeah, obviously he doesn't think it's suicide. Dipshit. I do want to look up some info of the film. Because again, when I do commentaries, I hate when I'm spacing out, and because I'm trying to like listen to the dialogue and such, and I, people don't want to hear silence. I mean, I don't think we will ever get to the point where we have robots like this, but I do think it will be more, because the idea may be fun for people about having robotic stuff do automatic services, but there's still such a huge gap of uncertainty of what they can and can't do, what they're able to do and not able to do, that it would cause, like I said, such a big amount of uncertainty. That it'd just be too risky of a venture. Like, a lot of humanity is unreliable, but the thing is, the robots would be programmed by humanity. So you have unreliable people programming, and that could screw up. But then you have no person that could caution, take a moment to pause and go, wait, is this the right thing to do? And that kind of percentage adds up. So the screenplay's by Jeff Vintar and Akiva Goldsman. Akiva Goldsman, that's a guy who, he should not be working. Because this is a guy that helped write Batman and Robin. And granted, this time he did A Beautiful Mind, I, Robot, some movies. But he also produced Jonah Hex. And he's also worked on Star Trek Discovery and Star Trek Picard. Heavily working on those. But yeah, this lady I believe is Bridget Moynahan. Bridget Moynahan. I think she was in John Wick 2, I believe. Yeah, she was in John Wick 2 as... Oh, no, she's in a... She's in both John Wicks as Helen Wick. She's the wife of John Wick who passed away. That's why I recognize her. That just... So yeah... When you see the flashbacks and the messages of John Wick's wife, his love of his life that died, that's this lady here. Miss John Wick. She's also on the TV show Blue Bloods. The guy he was talking to before, who he mistook him saying sugar, that's Bruce Greenwood. I know he was in J.J. Abrams' Star Trek as Pike. He's been in a lot of other stuff too. He was in Passenger 57. He was in Father's Day with Robin Williams and Billy Crystal. 13 Days, he played President John F. Kennedy. Below, that's a pretty decent horror film in the submarine, directed by David Tudyk. Deja Vu with Denzel Washington, that's a good one. He was the voice of Batman and Batman Under the Red Hood. He was in Doctor Sleep. Of course, The Old Man Who Dies, I was kidding, he was in Babe. That's James Cromwell. He was in Star Trek First Contact, among many other movies. And yeah, Will Smith is stating that this is safety glass. How could he, you know, jump out of the damn window that easily? And of course, you find out the reason they got Will Smith involved is because he's the only guy that would believe that a robot could be bad. And I don't know if the entire world, I think there would still be protesters who hate robots. I do. I think there would be protesters. I don't see that he would be like the only person on Earth that would be against robots. I think there would always be a section of people that would be against. It'd be either religious concerns or worker, blue collar concerns. There will always be a group of people who are protesters against this. They just would. I thought Alex Proyas, like, this is nicely shot in slow motion scene. Again, he did Dark City, which is a good film, The Crow. And I think they had the right choice for a voice. I think it's Alan Tudyk who is the voice of this character. I think that looks really cool. Yeah, nice bits of slow motion. Not confusing, not poorly edited. Shows how heavy the damn thing is by the impact it gave into the ground. You know, I had one person comment recently because I did not like The Dark Knight Rises, God forbid, and they go, well, you give more leeway to, dumb popcorn action movies. I'm like, yeah, because they know what they are. They're not pretentious as fuck. When a movie, I'm sorry, like The Dark Knight Rises, if you like the film, that's cool. When a film like that wants to simulate this deep thought process, evaluating movie with deep themes and thoughts, and it wants to take its time for almost 3 hours to develop its plot, develop its characters, it better do it well. Because I hate to break it to you, entertainment is entertainment. This is the entertainment industry. People want to disregard that. Even a thought-provoking film could be entertaining in how it stimulates your mind, stimulates your soul, stimulates your feelings. And there's no fucking objective opinion of a movie. Everything is about feeling. I don't pick any film you could think of. How do you feel about that film? That's the question you ask. Do you feel bored by it? Do you feel excited by it? Did you laugh? Did you cry? Did you get scared? Did you get your adrenaline pumping? Did it stimulate your mind? Did it stimulate your thought process? Did it make you think? Did it make you feel? That all comes into play. And if each person thinks and feels a different way, then yeah, it's all subjective. Any fucking film. That's why you get people who, I don't get it, but I guarantee you find people who don't like Raiders of the Lost Ark, which I think is a bona fide classic. Just how they felt about it. Same thing with me. I don't like The Dark Knight Rises because I think it's a boring fucking piece of worthless trash. That's overlong, has goofy voices, a lot of shitty plot holes, and a lot of films that did it better. Go watch Heat by Michael Mann. Many others. Anyway, that's just tangent. Yeah, at least Michael Bay, when he does Bad Boys 1 and 2, or The Island, or... They know what they're getting in for. and there's entertainment value to be had. If you're doing your main job to entertain me, I can excuse plot holes. I can excuse logic gaps. Otherwise, you would hate every fucking film because every fucking film has plot holes and logic gaps. Every fucking film. Sorry. People don't understand most of this is for escapism. But hey, what do I know? I would thought this was a neat idea that you're in this maze of robots and it's this being hidden in plain sight. I thought Will Smith did a good job as this guy who just has this outright hatred for these things because of what happened to him in the past. Because this girl died and he still sees her face in his dreams and nightmares. And I think when I first heard about this film, I thought it would be a lot more like The Fugitive, only with, instead of Richard Kimball, it was this robot. I thought it'd be a lot more of that. I still enjoy the film we got, but I still think that would be a good idea. Like, you take The Fugitive, but it's a robot being chased by a human. And the robot, you don't need the robot to have a human face. You just give him a human personality. I think that's the thing, like, I don't think you need to give, I understand the movie why they give it a human face. I mean, he even asked that question about it just a minute or two ago. Like, why you give them human faces? And because it's an assembly line, they think a human face will make people a lot more calm and a lot more relatable to it. So within the movie, I do understand. I think that slow motion used well for what its purpose needs to be. So it says here, originally had no connection with Isaac Asimov's Robot series. It started with an original screenplay written in 1995 by Jeff Vintar entitled Hardwired. The script was an Agatha Christie-inspired murder mystery that took place entirely at the scene of a crime, with one lone human character investigating the killing of a scientist named Dr. Lanning and interrogating a cast of machine suspects that included Sonny the robot, Vicky the supercomputer, the dead Dr. Lanning's hologram, and several other examples of our artificial intelligence. I would actually like to see that movie. I would like to see that version. Took place entirely at the crime scene? Now, what's funny is in the trailer, this scene is different. Because Will Smith said the lines Chi McBride said, and Chi McBride, like, Will Smith said that line in the trailer. I don't know, I wonder why they changed it. Again, this is changed, it's switched in the trailer. Again, it makes me go, why was it changed? Like, that's kind of strange. Yeah, if you watch the trailer, Will Smith is the one who says one of his people that killed people. But now they have Chi McBride say it in the movie. So again, I do wonder why that's the case. But yeah, Hardwired, I would like to see that. It never leaves the crime scene. You're talking all these different types of robots and artificial intelligence. I'd be interested to see how that script was. I mean, I don't read scripts. I just may like to see that utilized to a movie. And you could call it Hardwired, or whatever other So at one part, Arnold Schwarzenegger was going to star in this. But I guess he was attached to it for several years. But I guess what happened was he wanted to get into politics. He took Terminator 3, which was 2003. He said, I'm not going to do any more movies. I like Will Smith, but this should have been the film Arnold did instead of Terminator 3. If Arnold was in this, like instead of the Sixth Day, which I don't hate, but and don't do the Sixth Day. Again, it's okay, but it's not great. I liked it though. I do like the film. Not Terminator 3, which is a letdown. Do this film. I mean, Will Smith did a great job, but Arnold Schwarzenegger, that would have been pretty damn badass. And wouldn't have been a fucking another Terminator film. Denzel Washington was offered, but turned it down. Honestly, because I think I would guess it reminded him of Virtuosity in a way. Because you have a cop who got his arm blown off, or taken off, has a robot arm, and is chasing down a non-human. And I love Virtuosity. I don't think he's a fan of it, though. I know he only did the film for his son. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just watching the film. Sorry, I'm just listening to the dialogue. Again, sorry about my neighbor's roosters and annoying fucking assholes. So yeah, it has a budget of 120 million. It only made 144 million in the US. Now it made 347 million worldwide. But that's not big compared to budget. I mean, I would say probably technically it was a hit. Because I think there were talks perhaps of a sequel. But yeah, the guy who was writing the new Battlestar Galactica at the time, Ronald Moore, said he was writing a sequel to iRobot. Alex Proyas mentions that if he were to make a sequel to the film, it would be set in outer space. Actually, that would make sense in this future. But yeah, I mean, that doesn't really garner. I don't know. You look at those numbers, it doesn't really seem like it was a huge hit. I don't know. It was probably one of those that it made money, but it wasn't this gargantuan, Independence Day type of Men in Black type of hit. So there you go. Which is sad, is one I think is one of Will Smith's better movies. See, I like with Chief McBride. They make him. He's a captain. He's a bit hard on Will Smith, but he's still very friendly with them. He's not just a typical yelling captain. You know, you can tell they have a history of being friends. That's not the Wolfman. That's Frankenstein. Frankenstein, Wolfman, Dracula, shit. It's the same thing. You want me to call your grandmother on you? As he says, it's better to be lucky than smart. And now he's thinking, why was I there? Like, I'm the only guy that would believe that. So why would I be there? About 46.50. I did another fucking advertisement for the sneakers. Nice shoes. You know what? It would be funnier if he thought it was great, but everyone kept calling it shit shoes because they were so old. See, that would make it work. Oh, this is so good, and then everyone said, those are shit shoes. What's that shit? That would make it funnier. That would make it at least part of a character that this is a guy who's stuck in the old ways, but the people, oh, that's old. You know, that's too, like, that would, again, that would make it fucking funnier. Again, like, if everyone kept saying, those shoes are shit. What the fuck's up with those shoes? Like, damn, could you get uglier shoes? Again, that would make it better. The demolition robot. And of course, when you look back on it, because spoiler alert, you find out it's the AI. The AI is evil. Kind of like Eagle Eye. Speaking of Shia LaBeouf, which is another sci-fi film I enjoy that a lot of people took a crap on. But the how do I put it? Now you know it's the AI. Well, who else is gonna change this system, demolition system? I guess you're probably supposed to be led to believe it'd be Bruce Greenwood, but you know it is the evil AI, which I was fine with. That made for a fun, exciting finale where all the robots are going loose and Will Smith shooting robots, get some gunplay, get some excitement, action. Yes, sometimes I'm a sucker for that, God forbid. Plus, a lot of times, not all, but a lot of times I could be a sucker for evil AI intelligence. You know, maybe going back to the days of 2001: A Space Odyssey, The Terminator, or even, you know, ones that get programmed, like Runaway with Tom Selleck, which is a film I highly enjoy. And pretty much James Cromwell, in a way, is kind of explaining even almost the accidental cause of artificial intelligence. Yes, Rooster, that's what I said. It makes me go, who the hell was feeding this cat the whole time? Like, how long has it been since the guy died? Like, who's been feeding this cat? And, like, no one... Like, this place gonna be demolished. No one came in to steal this shit? Like, auction this shit off? Like, hey, let's sell this stuff first instead of demolishing it. There's a lot of good shit here we could fucking sell and make a lot of money off of. I don't see just destroying all this without selling all the shit off. But I thought this has a... There you go. Oh, we got that shaky of the camera. Okay. But the reason you keep all this stuff in there because, you know, this thing's going to happen, and they thought it would look a bit too blasé if everything inside was gone. It's like there's a... You can tell there's a mix of... Like, this is practical. That's practical. That's practical. And that's the thing, if you're going to do these type of big sequences, have a mix of practical and real. I mean, that's the same thing. If you don't have CGI, have a mix of practical in there as well. So, like, that's done for real. And then there's CGI enhancement there. And while it may be over the top, the thing that you put enough practical elements in there can make it work. Oh, of course, his car wasn't touched. How the hell was his car not touched? And where did the cat go? Oh, a cat in his trunk and he's homeless. Why the fuck would you keep the cat in the trunk? Oh, sure, lady, he's just lying. He's just lying, he made the shit up, and he cut his fucking head open. Jesus Christ. Get your head out of your ass, lady. The fact that people are so blindly following robots, I don't know if we would ever get that far. Well, there are people that blindly follow products because they're made from a certain studio or they're certain companies, so what am I talking about? Of course there would. Stop paranoid if they're really out to get you. You learned that an enemy of the state took you into this. But yeah, like I said, I remember when I first saw the trailer, I thought it would be a lot more of this fugitive story where this robot, he's chasing this robot, and the robot is supposedly guilty, and he finds out he's innocent, and then they gotta team up. But that's obviously not the movie, and I'd still be up for seeing that movie. Or again, like the original script from the 90s. But, that's obviously not the case. And the Blu-ray looks good. I mean, of course, it's a 2004 film, but it's a good-looking Blu-ray, to say the least. Sorry about that. Sometimes people burp. I know, it's great content. And I think that's what makes this character relatable. I mean, Will Smith is giving a good acting performance in this. Just how frustrated he is with dealing with these stupid people. And he's just brimming with rage about that. Yeah, my stress is elevated. I'm gonna shoot you in the face to relieve that stress. So get the fuck out of here, Tanner. Suck my dick, bitch. Cause she's racist. Yeah, you're racist, lady. You don't want to believe him because he's black. Use that card, man. Use the card. See? Never one time in the movie, that I can remember at least, is it like, oh, you doing it because I'm black? They would do that nowadays. Nowadays they would pull that card, you know. But no, it's just he's a character. But yeah, I don't think they ever pull that out in this movie. And now I'm saying it'd be funny to do it as a joke, but you know. But nowadays they would pull that. I mean, if it was Candyman, they would do it every, you know, the new one. It would do it every fucking 5 minutes. Don't hit yourself with a gun, man. Never do like. Don't do that, man. Fucking assembly line of robots. How the fuck are all these people going to afford these robots anyway? Like, how much do they cost? And how much money would you need to fucking make to have them? I would say this is a better version of that Bruce Willis film that came out later called The Surrogates. And The Surrogates I remember not hating, but... Oh, there's the cat. So the cat did find a home. It's nice they at least followed that up. Uh-oh. Of course. Just guess who made the pie? Again, sorry I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to listen to the dialogue. That sweet grandmother. Like, come on, don't you think it's a bit fucking weird, other cops, that some fucking robot that I probably never could kill might have done something, and that there might be something else more fucking to it? If this happened, then what the fuck else could have happened? But, we can't have that, otherwise there wouldn't be a movie. I guess I should look up, like, what else came out that year, 2004? And the thing is, like, how far are we in? About, we're getting close to an hour. We've had some action involved. We had the first chase scene with this robot. We had the demolition. But it definitely does ramp up in the action later on. You have the car chase sequence with all the robots. You have the whole finale. You do get some entertaining action set pieces. I guess if you're not a fan of Will Smith, this movie would not win you over. But I do think he's a good, competent actor that also can be very charming. I mean, there's a part of me that does wonder if they did try to do a practical robot for all these up-close shots, and then maybe have a CGI. But it makes me go, would that take people out of the experience? Go from real to CG, or if they have the entire character CG, would that make it seem more seamless? Yeah, I think we're getting to the car chase scene. The highest grossing films of 2004 is Shrek 2, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Spider-Man 2, The Incredibles, Passion of the Christ, The Day After Tomorrow, Meet the Fockers, Troy, Shark Tale, and Ocean's 12. Yeah, Meet the Fockers made $522 million worldwide. Meet the Fockers. But this made only like 300 and some. Go figure. I think the only one this was nominated for was, I think, Best Visual Effects. Yeah, this is where you get the the robot jamboree, so to speak. And yes, Will Smith goes, ah, hell no. But yeah, he's a very likable character, likable personality. And of course, that motif where if the it's weird, like the lighting has like an evil button. Like if they're evil, they're red. If they're nice, they're a different color. Like was that programmed to begin with? If they're evil, they'll be red. I mean, they're doing that for a visual motif, but when you think about it, it's like, why would that be programmed in the first place? This changing of color and their chests. I think I like the idea behind it because it's not an idea you've seen much before. Like you've seen how many superhero movies, but it's not many movies where you're in this by the way, very bare freeway. Like there's no other cars anywhere. Like why is the freeway so empty now that I think about it? Like this freeway has no fucking cars whatsoever. So I don't know why, but that's because you wouldn't have this action scene. I like that bit where that's pretty fucking fast for that car to spin. Big, huge explosion there. Bing, bang, boom. It is pretty over the top. I know that. Very CGI heavy. And you know what? That's still more realistic than Black Widow. That's still more realistic than Black Widow's truck getting a fucking bazooka on the side, flipping 18 times, and she gets out with like no scratches. Of course, those robots come in so that there's no evidence. At least Will Smith comes out and he's bloodied up. His lip, his forehead. He's woozy. At least there's that. And yeah, I don't know why the freeway is completely fucking empty. I don't know why there's not a single fucking car there. Maybe somehow maybe the AI changed the road, like people go in different directions so it could try to kill Will Smith by itself. So without witnesses. That's my assumption. Because like we don't want people witnessing this. So I'm guessing that's why. But at least after all that, he's, wrecked. And like this is done for real. I think that's that's what I mean. Like you have some practical stuff in there. Okay, Will Second Light. I am paused at 57 minutes 13 seconds. The reason I'm doing that is that my Blu-ray freezed for a sec. So in case it's off kilter, again, 57 minutes 13 seconds. I'm paused. Wait for a second. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Pressing play. Interesting camera work there. I do think this is a badass moment for him, though. Come on! Satisfying. Yep, there's the reveal. Nice. I didn't kind of like Virtuosity. Denzel Washington had that type of arm. And of course they escape, so there's no evidence. The cameras are shut down. All I have to do is say I've been in a car accident and lie about it. Somebody you say I've been in a car accident. Just lie, man. They're not going to believe you. Just lie. Say I was in a car accident. And of course, no one believes him. I would think there'd be some people that would have doubts about these robots again. I just don't see us getting to a future. What? I don't know. Maybe. I can't expect anything from humanity, so what am I talking about? Of course, this is the cop giving up his badge. But at least, again, interesting difference where Chief McBride is still his friend. Like, he doesn't want to do this. He's upset. At least they made that a little bit different instead of the typical, give me your badge, give me your gun, you're out of here. Like Betty, a film in the 80s and early 90s. Get the fuck out of my office. Nah, I'm just if Arnold did that scene. You want to fuck with me, robot? You're a fucking choir boy compared to me, a choir boy. It was the goddamn robots, John. Give me that cheeky shit gun. Come on, do it now. Come on, robot, do it now. What are you doing? What are you doing? Ah, yeah. It was the goddamn robots, John. They tried to fuck with me. I'm going to fuck with them. It's not rated R, so I don't know why he's cursing. I can't do an Arnold impression. I would not be surprised one of the reasons he said yes to this film is because years previously he said no to The Matrix because he didn't understand the concept. And then he did Wild Wild West, and one of his biggest regrets in his probably his biggest regret in his career is not doing The Matrix. Now, he said, Keanu did a good job. I agree with him. I think it worked out for the best. But I think one of the reasons he did this part was Arnold Schwarzenegger was going to do it. I'm going to do it. Not that it's going to be as big as The Matrix, but hey, it's a sci-fi film. Who knows what could happen. And Silence is a film that's pretty forgotten. No one ever talks about iRobot. It's never mentioned. It's never brought up. It's never talked about, thought about. Even when people talk about Will Smith films, they go, oh yeah, he did do that movie. Which is sad, because like I said, I think it's one of his better movies. I really do. Because not only do I think he gave a good performance, as well as being charming, not only do I think it's a fun idea that they had the budget to implement, not only do I think it has some fun action sequences, yeah, at times heavily CGI, but there is some practical mixed in there. I do think at the end of the day, it's an entertaining film. You want to touch my arm? Do you want to touch something else? There's something better to touch than my arm. Yep, hand goes to the wrist, goes to the elbow, and goes to my dick. Have at it. The wrist bone goes to the dick bone. And this is where you get the story of what happened. Driver of a semi fell asleep at the wheel. Average guy. Wife and kids. Working too much. It's not the devil. See, again, that's a nice take. You know, he's not the devil. He's just a normal guy. Hit another car. Other guy died. 12-year-old stuck in the passenger seat. Never met her. Can't forget her face, though. How do you know she wanted to be a dentist? I guess he asked afterward or something? For family members, I guess? Probably asked the mom, I'm guessing. Probably talked to the mom. Guess that's how. I didn't say anything, I'm just getting into the scene. Yeah, I think Will Smith plays it off fairly well. He was the logical choice. He had a 45% chance of survival. She had 11% chance. And it should have been her saved, not me. I think, you know, scenes like that showcase Will Smith is a good actor despite what people want to say. And he was one of the only things worth a crap in the first Suicide Squad. And I like the new Suicide Squad. There's a part of me that does wish Will Smith had come back, but apparently with scheduling issues. Too bad. I think R-rated Will Smith with that gain of group of people would have been even more special. I can imagine like the scene with after they found out what they actually did at the camp and the realization of it, what Will Smith would or could have said, his reaction. But Idris Elba did a good job as well. Despite me hating everything, yes, I did like the new Suicide Squad. But I'm looking at his filmography. His early films, I don't remember. Made in America, 6 Degrees of Separation. They were like small parts. Bad Boys, I'm a fan of. Think it's a fun, entertaining action film. Great chemistry with him, Martin Lawrence. Independence Day, fun, popcorn, alien invasion movie. Great cast of characters. Men in Black, interesting idea based on a comic book that again, Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones worked rather well together. Entertaining film. Enemy of the State, a little bit more of a serious role for Will Smith. Nice paranoia thriller. Great cast in that. Gene Hackman, John Voight. You have appearances by like Jamie Kennedy, Seth Green. I think Jack Black is in it. Like a lot of familiar faces. And he did. Now imagine that if he had done The Matrix Independence Day 96, Men in Black 97, Enemy of the State 98, The Matrix 99, he would have been the #1 box office star for a long while. But he did Wild Wild West and didn't do much. The Legend of Badger Vance, a film that not many people remember. Ali, not a bad film. I liked the film. I think Will Smith did a good job, but I think the pacing needed to be a bit better, in my opinion. Men in Black 2, which I thought was a step down. Yeah. I could watch it as a time waster, but I'm not huge on Men in Black 2. It seemed like there was no meat to the matter, so to speak. Bad Boys 2, I love. One of my favorite Will Smith films. I love Bad Boys 2. I saw that twice in the theater. Had a lot of fun with Bad Boys 2. It's Michael Bay at his most, like, exploitation. If Michael Bay did, Michael Bay did exploitation. That's Bad Boys 2. It's Michael Bay Unleashed. R-rated, gruesome, violent. Bad Boys 2 is more violent than some horror films I've seen. And it's just gratuitous to the extreme. Yes, it's the opposite of pretentious. And, if you're not... It's the fuck it attitude that I kind of am impressed by. He had a cameo in Kevin Smith's film Jersey Girl. He has a moment with Ben Affleck at the end. I, Robot, fun film. Shark Tale, which sadly was a bigger hit than this. Hitch. That's not a bad film, Hitch. Pursuit of Happiness, good dramatic role for Will Smith. I Am Legend, I do like. I believe I have the 2-disc DVD, and that has the alternate ending attached to it. Because if you get the two, I don't know if it's on the Blu-ray. But on the DVD there's a 2-disc where you get 2 versions of the film, and the version that wasn't theatrical, the version where he lives, but it's also more concrete that he was experimenting on this creature, and the creature wants his wife back. I thought that was the better ending. That I'm going to sacrifice myself. Boom, boom, boom. Explosion. I don't know why they went with that ending. The other ending was a better ending. Because Will Smith survived, but... Yeah, other than the CGI, if you watch that version, it's actually a pretty decent movie. I don't know if it's on the Blu-ray, but it is on the 2-disc DVD. Let's see, 7 Pounds, I'm not a fan of. I think that was overstuffed drama, overcooked drama. Hancock, I like. Although the third act, it kind of gets a bit iffy in the third act. Men in Black 3 I enjoy, even though the time logistics doesn't make sense, because Will Smith as a kid, but Tommy Lee Jones is that... Will Smith being a kid at that point of time in the past... How old do they fucking think Will Smith is? They think Will Smith is a lot older than he is. And, it works nice for emotional effect, but then when you think about it, you go, wait, but how does that track time-wise? I don't know. But I like Men in Black 3. After Earth is one of his worst ones. Suicide Squad, it's not his fault. Bright, I rather enjoyed. Bad Boys for Life, I enjoyed. Gemini Man, I would say this is most disappointing because I like the trailer. I look forward to the film based on the trailer. But that's a disappointing film. Should have known because fucking Ang Lee But I liked the trailer. I gave it a shot. Disappointing as all hell. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And that's just my thought process on it. Just me. If you wonder what I'm doing now, I'm looking up I Am Legend Blu-ray. Sorry, I'm going off tangent. I think they chose the right voice for the Sunny robot. I think it's Alan Tudyk. I could be wrong. If so, Alan Tudyk is the same guy who was one of the stars of Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, which is one of the better horror and horror comedy films I've seen, honestly, the past 10 years. Like Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, we need more films like that. Less films like fucking Hereditary and Midsommar. Okay, yeah, the Blu-ray does have, I guess, both versions. Nice. I have to pick that up sometime. Yeah, one movie, two cuts. So it is on the Blu-ray. Cool. With controversial ending. Why was that ending controversial? It's better. It's a better ending. Huh. That's cool. So there you go, 1408. Sorry, going off a tangent. 1408 with John Cusack. Good movie. But no, let's change the theatrical ending and let's put the alternate ending and only have that alternate for the Blu-ray. So if you want, I mean, fucking bullshit. Piss me off. I'm like, that's not the fucking ending I saw. Okay, let me... Sorry, just going to charge my phone a bit. I don't have to, it's only at 68%, but I can't help it. I like keeping it at 100 as much as I can. Pretty much all that's happened is more investigating. Sort of this garbage land of robots. She's going to shut this robot down, but that's not really going to happen. She's going to fake it. And then Will Smith fighting these sort of rejected robots. Is that part of the AI program? Which, how come that... I mean, did the AI program just cut ties with those robots? They're not... I mean, could the AI robot reconnect with those robots? Or not really? Those older versions. Or is the AI only connected to these new robots and that was why now is up shit creek, the whole situation? That's not the best green screen. You can tell behind Will Smith it's all fake. The way James Cromwell talks is like those text-based adventure games. Remember back to the day on the computer, it'd be a game that you type go left, go right. But if you tap the wrong one, it'd be like, sorry, I do not understand. Sorry, I don't understand. But yeah, this is where you finally get into the third act where... I wonder if Shia LaBeouf's character was supposed to be in this film more, because he appears a bit in the third act, and it seemed like his character would pop up more. I mean, have we only seen him once, or have I missed the other time? Like, I swear we've only seen him one time. So I do wonder, was his character in it more? Because again, I swear we've only seen him like once so far. The Shia LaBeouf. Again, I could be wrong though. Yeah, that's when the shit has really hit the fan. We need to get the fuck out of Dodge, man. Go to Rio or something. Go to Rio, find Jesus. Now get the fuck out of there. Call your husband John Wick. Yep, someone should have listened to him. But that's the thing, like, when people say, you're so harsh on movies nowadays, because I think a lot of the filmmakers are lazy. I think they're lazier. I think they have, like, the Marvel films, I think they're cookie cutter, formulaic, ABC, without much excitement and action, spectacle, at least nothing that makes your eyes pop out, and not caring about the characters. Ah, there you go. See, you should have listened to Will Smith. That's what you fucking get. I mean, good on the stunt people. I'm sure they had to have a bunch of wires pressed, wires attached to fly back at the right time. There you go, McBride getting some nice moments with the shotgun. Nice bits of slow motion. And or we'll get Will Smith shooting some of these motherfuckers. Yeah, no one wanted to believe Will Smith. They should have. But I was talking about, like, now just so many movies. Like, there are movies I like this year. Willy's Wonderland, Nobody, Run, Hide, Fight, The Suicide Squad. And it's all about subjective. This is just my opinion. But I think there's a lot of movies that just are either commentary first, second, and third, or social justice values, fuck entertainment. I sometimes you just want moments where Will Smith shooting the shit out of a robot with a machine gun. I told you so. Just doesn't quite say it. And that's another thing with Will Smith. Kevin Smith. Why am I bringing him up? I remember there was one of the evening with Kevin Smith's. I think it was the second one. People were just asking him random movie questions. Have you seen this? Have you seen this? Someone brought up by Robot, and he goes, "Oh, I love the first 2/3, and then the third act sucked. Third act fell flat." I'm like, Kevin, you're the fucking guy that will praise every goddamn Marvel film, every goddamn most DC films, every Star Wars film. You think Star Wars: The Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker didn't fall through in the third act, or the second act, or the first act? Plus, you're the guy that made a shitty He-Man cartoon in a year with two shitty He-Man cartoons. So, you're not one to talk, Kevin Smith. Doing your stupid fucking Clerks 3 that no one wanted. I'm sorry, this is a satisfying moment. Two guns a-blazing. Kicking ass, taking... I think that's the last time we see him, but... Yeah, and like 3 years later, he'd be in Transformers. Which probably started shooting around 2006, just a bit production. So after this, yeah. And I don't hate Shia LaBeouf either. Like, I don't think it's his fault with the Transformers. I think they wrote his character poorly. That's the thing. They blame Shia LaBeouf. It's the way his character is written, where he treats Bumblebee like shit, and most of his lines is Optimus, be Optimus. Like, it's the way they wrote his character. Because you watch like Eagle Eye, Disturbia, even Holes. I didn't mind the Disney film Holes. And the first Transformers, there's some fun spectacle and music, but it doesn't hold up well for me. I mean, getting a bit more into Transformers. I think what Michael Bay did with producing those shitty Ninja Turtle films, just the rose-colored glasses ran off with me in Transformers. I never liked the third or the fourth or the eighth or whatever the fuck. Of course, they're going up. I didn't think it's Bruce Greenwood, but it's not. Of course, it's the AI, which makes more sense. Because why would Bruce Greenwood do this? But of course, revolution, AI, fuck mankind, we're better. Trying to remember Bruce Greenwood. Do we find him dead? Yeah. Yep. Granted, it's a plan that could have got screwed up any number of ways, but again, that happens with a lot of movies. He knew I loved the idea of a robot as a bad guy. Got hung up on the wrong robot. Sounds like the guy in Watchmen. You cannot be trusted with your own survival. I mean, with the whole, like, red light, like, what's the point of their chests having different lights in it? Other than for us, the audience, to say, those are the evil robots because they're red. And if they're good robots, the color changes. But, like, practically, in the universe, why the fuck do their lights change? But I did, because, like, in these fights, it's to help differentiate between the robot and the evil robots. Like, how else do you differentiate between them? And, of course, Sonny utilizing what he learned with the wink. Which is a human trait. Get into the wink. There you go. And this is a good usage of slow motion. Utilize the impact. I mean, sometimes it's satisfying. You just want to see Will Smith blow the shit out of robots. Killer robots. Sometimes it's the simple things that work. Yeah, sometimes it's the simple things that can satisfy an audience member like myself. Sometimes I'm not pleased. But that's just me, I guess. But I think this does get a pretty decent rating. I think it has like a 7.1 on IMDb, which is rather good high rating for the film. Because this is what the type of popcorn entertainment we used to get. And I'm not even talking about like 80s and 90s, which is a great, to me, the best era for movies, in my opinion. My favorite, I'll say, my favorite era of movies. But, you know, even 2004, you would get movies like this. Which, fuck commentary, fuck, you know, it just... You could talk a little bit of message about machines, you know, running people's lives and what that means for humanity. But it's a story, first and foremost. Yes, there's been plenty of stories about evil AI. That's why, you know, when people are like, oh my god, look how brilliant... What the fuck was that movie? I forgot what it was called. The one... So brilliant, I forgot the name of the fucking movie. You know, films like Ex Machina. I'm like, this is the first time there's been a movie about evil fucking AI. You do know that, right? It's weird, like, when a movie comes out, no movie's original. It's how entertaining you can make it, or if there's twists and turns you can make it, all sorts of stuff. But again, there's sometimes people act as if, my god, this has never been done before. Like this Shang-Chi. There's never been, I'm like, what? There's never been a Donnie Yen or a Bruce Lee or a Jackie Chan or a Jet Li or Brandon Lee. See, the red light does come into play here with, again, differentiating between the two. Ah, yes. Alloy that made so that he didn't disintegrate to high fucking hell in heaven. Oh, shit. They're gonna ricochet off the wall, y'all. We're gonna brawl, brawl. I used to make music videos back in the day on movies. Like, that was when I first got on YouTube, that's what I did. My very first account, I would just take movies, think of a song, and just edit like a music video. Half-assed music video, but I don't think if I did one for this, it'd be like Ricochet by Bionic Jive. Hey, y'all, we're gonna ricochet off the wall, y'all. We're gonna brawl, brawl. If anyone wants to do that, feel free. If not, I don't blame you. But yeah, well, you know, Kevin Smith's like, this ending sucks. I'm like, you know what, Kevin, you suck. Especially nowadays, I say you suck. Go praise every other fucking Marvel film. Yeah, I get what I want. I get Will Smith shooting the shit out of evil robots. I get a good robot kicking evil robots' ass. Which I don't get to see every fucking day. And yeah, it's not every day you get to see, you know, good robot kicking, you know, kicking ass, taking names, and then Will Smith, yeah. Because after all the hell that they did with Will Smith, you do want to see him just lay waste to a lot of these motherfuckers. Yeah, I like the slow motion there to better understand what the hell he did to that. I even don't mind the camera work here. Of course, if Marvel did that, it would be a fucking A+, but this movie did it, so it doesn't count. Right, Kevin Smith? If Black Widow did that stuff, it would get A+. Best action scene ever. Will Smith actually has, I don't know, emotion. The conundrum like before. Again, this is like the type of fun, over-the-top escapism that I prefer and I enjoy. Lo and behold. I think that's a cool effect. If his arm, noticing more and more of the electrical stuff underneath. It was R-rated, baby, because it said, fuck you and your logic. That or, For a smart machine, you one dumb bitch. I mean, that's a fun, spectacle-filled ending. I don't care fuck what Kevin Smith says. And go back to watching fucking praising Batman v Superman and Justice League and every goddamn Marvel film to come out and every fucking Disney Star Wars film to come out. Go cry watching Rise of Skywalker. See, now the lights are gone. Okay, it wasn't different lights, it just, I don't know why I thought it was different lights, but the lights just don't appear. It says storage, but like where the... I mean, guess at the end it does showcase where all these things are going to be stored. I'm surprised they don't destroy them all. Again, sorry I'm not saying anything. I'm just kind of enjoying the moment of the ending. Can control like I don't know, a pigeon. Put a letter on a pigeon, give it to Will Smith. And finally, Will Smith trusts. Yeah, it's called Win Lady. Where's Will Smith's boss? I'm trying to remember like the exact ending, like the last few minutes. Again, sorry, that's why I'm being silent. I'm trying to feel like what... I think... Is this the final shot of the movie? Because I thought we... Well, I guess no, when the robots shut down. That's true. When the robots shut down. I thought there'd be like one more conversation between Will Smith and Chief McBride. I told you so. Don't say it, man. I told you so. I guess sort of now another race has been born, so to speak. The sequel could be like Alien Nation. Well, maybe, sequel could be like Alien Nation. I just thought, don't extend the ending too much. I just thought it'd be like a little bit more with him checking on his grandma, like on the phone, and maybe have a conversation with Chief McBride, and maybe them going off, and then you cut to this. But yeah, that's iRobot. Entertaining film, fun escapism. The end didn't do the best when it came out with the box office, but a fun time. Patrick Tatopoulos. Okay. I think he worked on the creature design, I think on Pitch Black, among many others. I believe so, could be wrong. Marco Beltrami, that's definitely a composer. I recognize the name. But yeah, that's iRobot. I'm not sure what else to say other than, Will Smith did a great job being a fan of his. I thought this was a nice, yet another notch in his belt of movies. And yeah, again, one that doesn't really get talked about much, which is too bad. I'm sure people look down on it now, but I'm like, whatever. Compared to a lot of fucking movies nowadays, it's pretty damn good. So, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.